Welcome to the Bearcat Beat on LSPN, where each week we share conversations about everything that makes Sherman ISD athletics so great. I'm your host, Chris Daly. Sherman Bearcat Athletics represent the heart and soul of our community, where champions are made both on the field and in the classroom. Our student athletes embody the Bearcat spirit through dedication, perseverance, and excellence, creating memories and building character that will last a lifetime. Remember, it's better to be a Bearcat. This is just one of the many amazing things that the Booster Club accomplishes throughout the year for all sports. If you're interested in joining the Sherman Athletic Booster Club, or if you want to purchase some merchandise to show your Sherman Bearcat love, you can visit the website at shermanisd.net under the Athletics tab. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Bearcat Beat. I'm Chris Daly. I'm joined today by Coach Steve Schutts, the golf coach. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I get to talk sports. What a life, right?
What a life. Yes, sir.
So
I get to coach sports, so.
Yeah, I love that. That every time I tell a coach that, they one up me and say, "Well, I get to coach it."
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. But we take our happiness where we get it, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me about golf. How long have you been coaching golf?
I've been coaching golf in Texas for about 10 years,
Nice.
and I coached in Oklahoma for 5 years.
Well, we won't hold that against you.
Yeah, okay.
Nice. So talk to me about Sherman's golf teams. You know, just historically, what do you see there?
Well, historically, our golf teams have been pretty much middle of the pack in our district. There are a few teams that are just constantly beat us, Lovejoy's, Walnut Grove, those teams. And but we beat pretty much everybody else in our district. So, and that's been pretty much the case this year as well.
Nice.
We're pretty much middle of the pack. We've had a couple of tournaments that we've won, but they were not in our district.
Got it.
So we were in a Fort Worth district when we won those tournaments.
Nice.
So our district is a really strong, very strong district.
Yeah, no doubt. And if you could, let's do a little recap of the season up to this point. Call out some of the players, some of the performances, things like that.
So our number one girl is Charlize Yang, and she has been a solid player ever since she was a freshman. She did win second place at regionals. She shot a 75-76 on 2 days for a 151. A young lady from Walnut Grove won the tournament with a 149. So, but both of them are moving on to the regional tournament. And with those scores, they both have possibilities to go to state.
Very nice. Very nice.
Our boys team has been really solid all year long. They've won 2 tournaments, and they have placed in the top 4 in everything else.
Wow.
So they have, but all 5 are seniors, and I'm losing all 5 of them.
Oh, no, that was my next question. Wow.
Yes, sir.
That hurts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just yesterday was the JV district boys team, and I took 5 boys there that are going to be they're going to be my varsity team next year. All 5 of them. So and they did fairly well. They finished 6th out of 12 teams.
Wow.
So of course we got beat by Walnut Grove, Lovejoy, McKinney North, the Metroplex teams.
Sure.
And the country club teams, I call them.
Yeah, exactly.
But
nice.
Anyway, but the boys have been really solid. The girls have placed in several tournaments, but our boys team it's like all 5 of them are the same strength. And with our girls team, Charlize is just really, really good. But we have some solid players on the girls team as well.
Yeah. So talk to me about that. In golf, being a lifetime sport, you're continually working to improve your game. How much of the game at this point is this is a Tiger Kids phenomenon that's been doing it since he's two, or up
Right.
to you're teaching them a whole lot of things.
Well, that doesn't happen a lot around here.
Yeah.
Charlize is one of those cases where she started playing golf when she was 7 or 8 years old,
Yeah.
and her parents supported her in that area. Where a lot of my kids, most of my kids, they don't start golf until they get into high school.
Yeah.
And so I have to teach them. They don't have swing coaches for the most part. I
Hmm.
am their swing coach and their golf coach. And I also rely pretty heavily on athletes that are multi-sport athletes.
Yeah.
So most of, like, for example, all of my varsity boys, they were not in my golf class.
Hmm.
There were two soccer players, a football player, and two baseball players. And so they go to those classes, but they play golf. They practice golf on the weekends and play
Hmm.
for me in tournaments.
Nice. And what would you say percentage wise the importance of the swing versus the choice of club?
Oh, well, choice of club. You got to make those decisions, but those decisions can be made well before the swing.
Right.
At and analyzing the golf course, analyzing the wind, analyzing the slope. Um, Everything has to be thought about well in advance, and it takes years to learn
Yeah.
how to do that. But the golf swing, oh, it's. I mean, you can. My dad's a scratch golfer, and he always said there's three main things in the swing: your grip, your stance, and your posture.
Hmm.
And that all can be taken care of before you ever swing the club. But if you can get really good grip, stance, and posture, um, the swing's going to happen on its own.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the swing is, if you don't set up right,
Yeah.
you cannot have a good swing. That's the key that I see in golf.
Right.
And if I can get them to set up correctly, and I mean every person's going to set up slightly different because of
Sure.
geometry. But if you can get them set up correctly, they can make a natural swing. And once they make that natural swing, then it's just a matter of getting the grip right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So,
definitely it's a thing of beauty when you see a good swing.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It is a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
And I have several students, several golfers who have what I consider natural swings,
Yeah.
where they didn't have to work at it at all. And
Right.
they just swung a club. I've recruited several from, we have a camp for little kids, second through sixth grade.
Hmm.
And we always get 30 or 40 kids coming up to play golf during the summertime. And so I get them for a week.
Yeah.
And I can tell, I can see these natural swings, and I talk to the parents and say, "Hey,
Hey.
listen, we need to get this kid some golf clubs. We need to get this kid out on the golf course and get them ready for some high school golf."
I love that. And that's a natural transition to my next question. What have you seen in terms of participation with Sherman Golf, in your time there?
Not as much as other schools in our district.
Hmm.
You get into the Metroplex, and they have a lot more participation in golf. Um, the socioeconomic has a big bearing on that,
Yeah.
because I mean a decent set of golf clubs is going to run 3 grand,
Mm.
and if you want to compete, if you
Yeah.
really want to compete, I mean you can go to Walmart or Target or Home Depot, or not Home Depot, but Academy,
Yeah.
and you can buy clubs, but you're not going to be competitive with those clubs.
Right.
To go get a decent set of clubs and get them fitted for you, for your size, for your geometry, and for your swing is necessary if you really want to score well, and
Yeah.
that takes money.
Yeah.
And I
And
wish, I mean, I get clubs donated to my school all the time, sometimes
uh
some really good sets, and I make sure that I have deserving kids that have
Yeah.
those good sets of clubs.
I love that. And you made a mention of the country club schools.
Yeah.
Do you have a conversation with the kids? I assume you do, about the value of this sport when it
Oh,
comes to
absolutely.
their adulthood.
Oh, absolutely. And if we don't win a single tournament, it doesn't matter
Yeah,
that these kids are out there learning how to play golf, and this is a lifetime sport.
yeah,
And I really, really encourage girls to join golf
yeah,
because when they get out of college and they start working in business, if they can swing a club, they're going to be invited to the golf course with all the men that play golf.
yep,
And because, I mean, it is a men heavy sport. But if they can go out and play golf, then, they can be out there and get the promotions and get to, make the decisions, help make the decisions.
yeah,
So in that company. So, I mean, it's very, very important uh, um, just to be able to, no matter what male or female, doesn't matter.
right.
As long as you are playing, you're making connections,
Yeah, there's a lot of important,
you're meeting people, you're meeting
definitely a lot
people.
of important connections, decisions made, whether it's 9 holes or 18 holes. You've got a lot of time to talk.
Absolutely. You got a lot of time to talk. Yes, sir.
I love that. I love that. Well, Coach Schutts, gosh, I want to thank you so much for sitting down with me. Best of luck, in regionals and maybe state. That would be so awesome. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
following.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Take care. I want to thank you for listening to the Bearcat Beat. Each week throughout the school year, you will hear all sorts of great information about all the athletic programs at Sherman ISD. Please do us a favor, like, share, comment, do whatever you can to help us reach more Bearcat fans.
Hey Coach, Lone Star Gridiron has been the leader in Coach's Show podcasts for 20 years, and now you can get your own Coach's Show podcast each week during the season as a fundraiser for your booster club. Yes, booster clubs all over are using these podcasts to help their sports programs. You get to share the stories of your program and your kids to a huge audience and make money. We started with just football, but this year have expanded to make them available for all sports. Call 713-269-4620 to find out the details and get your Coach's Show started.